Hello. Are you looking for the evidence and analysis you need when writing about the character Juliet? Well, look no further. The aim of this video is to provide you with all the information you need to help you achieve the very highest marks when being asked to explore Juliet in the tragic play Romeo and Juliet. What we'll do now is run through a plethora of key quotes and analysis that you can include. So let's begin. But soft what light through yonder window breaks. It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. The character Romeo hides from Juliet at this point, linking not only to the secrecy which runs throughout the play, but also portrays Romeo as a voyeur, exposing Juliet to the male gaze. The courtly love tradition in the play is seen in these lines, with the character comparing her to the sun, the giver of life, warmth, and all things positive. Shakespeare uses the form of iambic pentameter when the character Romeo talks about Juliet, heightening the sense of not only Juliet being but their love, but which can also be used to suggest that their love is better than the one he felt towards Rosaline. Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Uttered aloud on a balcony, the character is musing over the difficulty that Romeo's family name brings with it. She requires the character in this exchange to reject patriarchal control in order for them to be together. This, of course, he does, and leads their tragic demise. A pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Taken from the prologue, it foreshadows the demise of the two protagonists who, due to the crossing of their destinies, star-crossed, take their life. This can also suggest that their futures become confused or twisted in some manner. The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun. Spoken in the opening act about the character Rosaline, Romeo appears lovesick, which mirrors a courtly love tradition, and it helps to highlight the issue of Romeo and whether he feels love or infatuation. Notice he repeats the same imagery of the sun to discuss his previous love, who he quickly forgets upon seeing Juliet. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. The exclamatory sentence at the start at the sight of Juliet highlights the strength of feeling Romeo has at her appearance. The notion of torches burn bright can link to the idea of passion which now burns within Romeo. It can suggest that Juliet brings with her a sense of life, or at least an ability to bring warmth wherever she resides. Holy shrine. Romeo refers to Juliet in this blasphemous manner the view the audience of the time would have had, which means that he must be punished through death. The adjective shrine indicates that Juliet is something to be worshipped and adored. She is not the equal of Romeo, but something much better. She has not seen the change of 14 years. Not only does it indicate the youth and worldly inexperience of the character Juliet, but the character speaks very little in the earlier parts of the play prior to the ball, suggesting a more shy and subservient being. Too rash, too unadvised, too sudden. The character Juliet utters caution at the speed of which Romeo wishes the love to continue. The listing of negative connotations in association with a relationship indicates that the character is logically aware of the ills of this intercourse, but cannot or will not stop it. Think about stars. The lexis rash suggests speed, which shows no thought for the consequence. Is thy news good or bad? This interrogative sentence which she utters to the nurse not only indicates an impetuous nature which defies the more cautious one seen earlier in the play, but it can also be seen as part of the divide that Juliet begins to demonstrate with the nurse. Tell my lord, my father, I will not marry. The character stands up to her parents, showing bravery, but also defying the patriarchal nature of society at the time. Juliet is now a sinner. The imperative verb tell highlights that she is now ordering her mother, which again highlights control and dominance. So again, there's a selection of some great quotes and analysis you could be using when you're exploring the character Juliet. It's now up to you to make sure you're analysing that character well in your essays. So good luck.